if your parents say that they love you and they want the best for you, then they should really respect, understand, and be curious about your values. So if you get into things like libertarianism or anarchism or anarcho-capitalism or objectivism, then they should say, wow, that's really fascinating. You must really be into these beliefs. I tell you what, give me some books to read. I'd love to debate these issues with you. I'm really curious because you're a great guy. You're a great woman, and I really want to know what's going on with you, and maybe there's something to learn. I mean, I certainly taught you a lot when you were younger, and wouldn't it be fantastic if it could be reciprocal and I could learn something from my own child? And then they would read the books with great gusto. They would debate those issues. They would say, I don't understand this. Well, help me understand that. This is really fascinating. I really respect you for taking the time to learn about all this stuff and to teach me, because obviously it's a moral journey for you and it's very important. And I mean, this would be the fantasy camp of parenting, right? I mean, this would be how families would run in a free society when these ideas that we're talking about here. I mean, and I hope people don't feel that it's just a sort of royal we here, because I do have a lot of feedback and a lot of very interesting conversations with people, so it is a conversation. I just get to report on it a little bit more because I have access to the emails and the podcast, so I can talk about it a little bit more, but it is something that we, as a community, are talking about. So please, I always invite you to and encourage you to join in the conversation. Reach across the gulf of loneliness that rationality confers upon people, or the canyon between the rational individual and the collectivist goo. Reach across that and contact other people, talk about things with them, and let's remove some of the hurt of exclusion by becoming a stronger community, by talking to each other and learning from each other. And I've had wonderful learning experiences dealing with others, so come to the freedomainradio.com board or whatever it is that you can find that's a good community for you, and it's amazing how wonderfully positive things can be. So in the fantasy camp of parents, this is what is occurring. You get into some new belief or new idea or new philosophy, and the whole family is like, that's amazing. I mean, you're a great guy. You must be onto something. Let's all learn about it. Let's have a debate. Let's really dig into this and try and understand it as a group, because we're good people. This is a moral subject. We're rational people. We want to learn about things that, even if we find out that we're false, we want to learn about them just to begin with. Now, if you've had this experience, then obviously you are a robot from the future. Obviously, you've been beamed back in time from families of the future wherein this kind of paradise can absolutely exist. But I doubt very much, because I've never heard of it at all. The best I've heard is amused tolerance of libertarian ideas. Oh, yeah, that's Joe. He's just crazy about these libertarian ideas. I guess he gets off on them, and, we let him talk a little bit, but we don't let him ruin family dinners. So there's this amused tolerance, like you are, a kid who likes to do a lot of paintings, and it's slightly inconvenient for the family, but you'll hang up the watercolors for a little bit and then throw them away, and you buy the paint. So you tolerate this eccentricity, but, I mean, nobody ever digs in or actually says, well, is it true or is it false? And so that's the best that you can hope for, and most of it is a lot worse. Most of it, you'll get shut down if you even bring these topics up, and nobody at all is interested in going along with you on the journey and they will slam you repeatedly for having the temerity to ask any fundamental moral questions or to have opinions. And this, what it does is it creates a tension in you to bring these ideas up, which is exactly what they want. They want you to feel uncomfortable and alienated and weird and cultish and all this sort of nonsense for bringing these ideas up, for being a philosopher, which is at root what these people are, what libertarians, what we all are as philosophers. And so they want you to just feel weird and disconnected and odd and left out and excluded and absolutely non-mainstream, let's say, and freaky, but for bringing these topics up, because they want to cut you off from the power of these ideas. And the basic reason that they do it, of course, is because they get deep down that you're not talking about the state, but you're talking about the family.